Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving deep into a topic we all experience, but maybe don't talk about with this much honesty. The intricate, often kind of messy reality of adult friendships. We've gathered some truly insightful material here that paints a vivid picture of what it really takes to find your people. It really challenges that movie-perfect image we often have.
Yeah, it's fascinating how these insights really cut through our ingrained notions of friendship,
Yeah.
the ones we see on screen, the ones we idealize, and then the actual, often challenging connections we work to build in real life. Our mission today is really to unpack all of this,
Okay.
to give you a clearer lens, maybe, to view your own friendships with more understanding, a bit more compassion, and definitely, yeah, a touch more realism.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We immediately see this universal feeling jumping out. That stark difference between the friendships we grew up watching in movies, TV,
Oh, yeah.
and what actually unfolds in our lives. On screen, it's usually such a smooth ride, isn't it? Friends are always there, conflicts get wrapped up in a single episode. Big gesture.
And everyone stays connected forever. They surprise you with, 19 cakes and a trip to Italy.
Or introduce you to your hot future spouse. It's almost laughable, right?
It really is. And this brings up, well, an important question. What happens when that glossy Hollywood version just crashes into reality?
Yeah.
We often see how big life events, finishing high school, leaving college, going through trauma, or simply watching people evolve can lead to friendships that just don't pan out as we'd hoped. You might find yourself doing that, occasional Google search
Oh, I know this one.
to see that, wow, Allison still works at the mall. And she has a kid.
Right. That picture of a well-ornamented "these are my people" tree.
Yeah, that sheds leaves painlessly.
It just isn't what most of us experience, is it?
Not at all.
And this feeling of relational disappointment, it's captured so perfectly, almost like a Greek myth-esque series. A relentless cycle of replace, repeat, and never stop trying and then grieving. It triggers that internal monologue,
Oh, definitely.
Are they being a jerk? Am I the jerk? Is this toxic? How do I make this better? And that painful feeling of being the only one struggling.
Yeah, like the kid not picked for kickball.
Exactly. It's so isolating.
But the truly beautiful truth, as we discover, is that you are absolutely not alone in this.
That's comforting.
So many people are on this very same journey, doing the heavy work to figure out who they are, what they want. They're tired, tired of complaining about frustrating friends and deeply yearning for friendships that just work. This is where it gets really interesting for us because it validates so much of our shared human experience.
So with all these evolving realities, how then do we navigate our friendships? How do we consciously choose who to invest in and how?
Well, the material we're looking at today breaks down different levels of friendship. There are casual connections, then friends, then the friend group, and finally that elusive best friend.
Ah, the best friend.
Which, of course, means wildly different things to different people.
Right.
Many of us, just like the author of our source, we're always on the lookout for this.
Yeah.
In the same way, we're taught to always be on the lookout for romantic relationships. It's almost like a destiny to fulfill.
It really is.
And often the challenge stems from going all in with one person, maybe? We might treat friendships like very expensive earrings I'd saved up for, so if I lost one, or gassed both, how would I ever replace them?
Wow, that's intense. High stakes.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes way to approach connection. And this contrasts sharply with people who treat friendships more casually, almost like hair ties on their wrists that had somehow fallen off.
Oh, God.
Gone.
Yeah. It highlights such different approaches to commitment and expectation.
Well, perhaps the most telling example comes with what we can call the good-on-paper friend.
There's this powerful anecdote about Rosemary, who truly seemed like the perfect friend. When the author had surgery, Rosemary offered to come, promised snacks, even brought a stuffed animal, checked all the boxes.
Everything you'd want.
But then, in practice, she forgot the snacks,
Oh, no.
got impatient about work emails, raced ahead, and actually left the author alone for hours post-surgery.
Ouch. That's tough.
It's such a relatable moment of disappointment, isn't it?
It really is. And this story perfectly highlights that crucial difference between good intentions and actual tangible actions.
Yeah.
Rosemary wanted to be a great friend, but she simply wasn't able to be the kind of friend you need in that specific moment.
Right. She couldn't show up in the way that was needed.
Exactly. And this contrasts so sharply with another friend, Audrey, who later made the author feel truly loved and supported and special on her birthday,
Ah.
turning it into an active celebration, a celebration that I was born. It wasn't just a thought, it was a felt experience, a real action.
And sometimes, with friendships that feel off-kilter, you might even need the talk.
Huh. Friendship talk.
Yeah, just like in a romantic relationship, it's about clearing up if they feel as close to you as you do to them. It can feel a little ridiculous.
It feel awkward, yeah.
But our friendships matter so much in what we call them and how we define them between us. It really does matter.
Definitely. It's one thing to recognize these patterns, but a deeper question emerges. Why do we so often find ourselves drawn back to dynamics that ultimately don't serve us?
Good question.
This is where understanding attachment styles in friendships becomes incredibly insightful.
Attachment style, like in romantic relationships.
Exactly. Originally, attachment theory explored how early relationships with caregivers shape our romantic bonds, but it applies so clearly to friendships as well. It describes these ingrained patterns of relating to others
Right.
that influence how we seek, maintain, and respond to intimacy and connection. Specifically, we see anxious and avoidant styles really playing out.
Right. Anxious and avoid.
Anxious styles might frequently worry, are you mad at me? Am I doing this friendship correctly? How can I subvert my needs to make you happy?
Oh, I recognize that pattern.
While avoidant styles might be thinking, please don't need anything more from me. Should I leave this friendship soon? It's easier to be alone.
Wow, those sound like they could clash.
They often do. And what's truly striking is this moth to a bright flame dynamic that often plays out.
A moth to a flame.
Yeah, it means anxious attachments are almost hurtling toward avoidant attachments because, in a strange way, it feels familiar.
Familiar, even if it's uncomfortable.
Exactly, like the sound of the cash register from hell. It's a pattern that feels uncomfortable but somehow known. The material notes that nearly every friend I'd ever had has avoidant attachment to a really obvious degree, which predictably can lead to significant challenges.
Like way.
Like issues with consistency and an unwillingness to talk about their emotions, big hurdles in a close friendship.
Yeah, definitely. So that's attachment. What else
Yeah.
influences these dynamics?
Well, another fascinating insight touches on empathy.
Empathy. Right.
We learn about this person, Seth, who managed to cultivate deep empathy despite having a wonderful childhood.
Oh, interesting. So it wasn't from shared struggle.
Right. This suggests that empathy isn't simply derived from lived experience or shared trauma, but is very much a choice.
A choice. Wow.
It's described as the currency of people who've been there and wish things had gone differently, but it's also something that can be actively developed by those who cared enough to do so.
That makes you think, doesn't it? If it's a choice.
It does. What does that imply for those who maybe struggle to show it?
Yeah. And that leads directly to a really painful but critical point, the invisible wound.
The invisible wound.
This refers to those profound, often long-term struggles like chronic illness, mental health challenges, or deeply personal traumas that aren't visible on the surface.
Right. Things you can't just see.
And friends often struggle to respond because these aren't issues you can easily see on an X-ray or offer simple fixes for. So often they just do nothing.
Which can be devastating.
It is. There's a wrenching recount of a friend admitting that the author's struggles felt like an annoyance to him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, a knife in the gut, a worse fear realized.
Wow. That's brutal honesty, but so painful.
Totally. And this goes far beyond that common advice of your friends are not your therapist.
Right. It's not about therapy. It's about basic support.
Exactly. It emphasizes that real friends should be able to provide basic empathy and a safe place to share without judgment. Just be there.
Yeah, be present.
So, okay, if the ideal is rarely reality and attachment styles can create friction, how do we actively build and sustain those truly meaningful friendships? What can we actually do?
Well, the material offers some incredibly proactive, tangible ways to actually show up for people.
Like what? Practical stuff.
Yeah, really practical. Think about it.
Yeah.
Bringing snacks to their place when they're stressed.
Simple but nice.
Sending a playlist of songs that instantly remind you of them.
Oh, I love that.
Or just quietly doing the dishes without saying a word when you're hanging out.
Oh, that's a good one. Taking action.
These simple gestures are described as super sweet, and they can make you feel like the Oprah of hangouts.
The Oprah of hangouts.
It's about anticipating needs and offering comfort in these small, concrete ways.
I like that. And there's another parallel drawn, right? with animals.
Yes. Such a powerful parallel with animal companions, specifically a dog named Lights.
Lights the dog.
This foster fail became this beautiful bridge to the type of deep, meaningful, reliable connection the author truly desired.
How so?
Well, Lights offered no resentment or scorekeeping, just mutual, consistent love, pure affection.
Unconditional.
Exactly. And that connection, that pure, unconditional bond, really brings home the idea that if that exists in a dog, then it must exist in people, too.
That's actually really hopeful.
That provides such a hopeful perspective, doesn't it?
It does. Let's also consider friendships forged in shared spaces. This is a big one. The unique pros and cons of living with friends, working alongside friends, even being friends with family.
Oh, yeah. Each has its own set of complexities.
Totally. With roommates, you certainly get a built-in support system.
For sure.
Someone to watch a movie with on a random Tuesday, offer an outfit check, or send that reassuring, "Hey, are you okay?" text when you don't come home. There's an undeniable closeness.
On the flip side,
Here it comes.
living with friends can quickly devolve into passive-aggressive clean the dishes notes, unexpected financial conflicts, or even, this is a specific example, the roommate who got on my bed and watched the movie with us with your date.
No! Oh my God. Talk about awkward.
Right. Boundaries. And with coworkers, there's this constant stress, isn't there? Differentiating between genuine connection and professional networking.
Is this real or strategic?
And the direct financial impact, if you don't quite fit in, that adds a whole other layer of pressure.
True. And family. Being friends with family.
Is arguably the dream, right?
But often highlighted as the most difficult one. Why is that?
Deeply impacted by generational trauma and quite often a whole lot of unrealistic expectations. It's just a very complex dynamic, loaded history.
Yeah, loaded is the word. So it's abundantly clear that friendships are anything but static. They shift.
Absolutely.
This idea that we just grew apart. It's described as heartbreaking, but also incredibly normal.
Yeah, it happens.
As you grow and heal and change, you naturally realize there are people who don't fit in your life anymore. Because you've changed shape. Your edges have softened. Love that phrasing.
Me too. It's not a failing, it's simply evolution.
Right. And we also get really clear signs that a friendship might not be working for you anymore.
Okay, like what should you look out for?
Well, if you find you're happy less than 60% of your time together, that's a pretty stark metric.
Wow, yeah, less than 60%.
Or if you notice they treat other friends better than they treat you.
Ouch. That stings.
Or if you start to think, maybe you can't have everything you want in a friendship, like you're settling.
These are powerful indicators, aren't they? The source says your friendships should genuinely feel like you won the lottery, not a consolation prize.
Exactly. Not a consolation prize.
Yeah.
Then there's the sticky situation of someday, maybe, with exes.
Oh boy. The X-Files.
Yeah. There's a powerful story about Logan, a best friend, where romantic chemistry just blurred all the lines.
Complicated.
This bubble eventually burst when he moved, and the goodbye wasn't some tearful movie moment. It was just a casual, "So good seeing you, have a good night."
Anticlimactic.
Totally. It's a stark reminder that trying to maintain friendships with exes can be almost always going to be complicated. You're dealing with a different kind of history there.
Yeah, you really are. And finally, something huge. The profound impact of marriage and kids on friendships.
This is such a common experience.
It really is. There's this crossroads where you think, I am happy for you, and I also feel like you're gone.
Oof. That hits home for a lot of people.
It often leads to challenges for the single friend, right? The dreaded third wheel hangouts.
Yeah.
Unsolicited advice like, it happens when you're not looking.
Oh, stop.
And coupled friends who perhaps unintentionally may not respect your time in the same way. It's just different priorities emerge.
It's a vital reminder that our distinct life phases will directly, inevitably impact our friendships.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, what truly shines through here is the idea that loyalty, while valuable, shouldn't blind us.
Right. Loyalty isn't everything.
Just like cleaning out a closet, sometimes our friendships need a taking stock, acknowledging that some connections, though once perfect, maybe no longer fit who we've become.
That makes sense.
The most successful relationships we learn aren't necessarily the ones that last the longest, but the ones that made you the happiest. That's a key takeaway.
That's powerful. It shifts the focus from longevity to quality. What's fascinating here, really, is how much the journey to finding your people is ultimately a journey of deep self-discovery
Mm.
and brave, honest communication. It's about recognizing that real-life friendships are inherently textured. They're complex.
Yeah, not smooth and perfect.
And they can change shape dramatically, yet still hold the potential to be truly profound and deeply supportive.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, it means letting go of those unrealistic ideals, right? The ones from the movie.
Exactly. Perpetuated in media.
And bravely embracing the messiness, the shifts, and the often hard work that friendships require.
It's about being courageous enough to communicate your needs, even when it feels scary, even when you might need that friendship talk.
Yeah, and trusting.
And trusting that the right connections, the true people for you, will meet you exactly where you are.
So what does all of this mean for you, listening right now, as you reflect on your own friendships?
Consider this. What is one small proactive step you could take this week? Maybe to strengthen an existing bond or perhaps bravely initiate a new connection.
Just one small step.
Knowing that the journey itself, with all its grief and hope and fear and work, is precisely where the real value, the real growth, and the most authentic connections are actually found.